There was a man called William Michel Ramsay. Who is this man? He is an archaeologist, digging the places to understand history and civilization. He was an archaeologist. He was from England, but he was a man who did not believe the Bible. Because of some influence book he had read, that Bible is not a reliable book. It is written by humans, it is not God's word. It contains many wrongs and mistakes and factual errors. That is his preconception about Bible. Especially because of his reading, he had one conviction: the book of Acts is not an authentic true book, as it says about itself. A person called Luke writing in the 1st century. No. What his conclusion was from his reading and understanding was that Luke was written maybe 2nd century or later by some other person. It is not Luke. What he had in mind was, it is unreliable. The places which it mentions, just imaginary writing, that is his preconception. But what happened, once when he was in Asia, especially in those areas mentioned in the book of Acts, he worked as an archaeologist in many projects there. At that time, he casually tried to compare his findings with the book of Acts. He was astonished to see many things he found in archaeology are being exactly as Luke told. For example, some of the cities which is mentioned in Luke, many ancient cities are not now present. Many are destroyed in war, maybe some big buildings and pillars and old monuments stand. Otherwise they are rashed to the ground. Okay, so his preconceived idea that some of the places mentioned in the book of Acts is not actual places but they are imaginary places was shattered by his archaeological finds. He was amazed to find everything in the book of Acts is factual. I cannot give you all the details here. You can search it some in web pages and you can find those details. Actually, he has wrote a beautiful book called Saint Paul the Traveler. In that book you could find these things interestingly retold by this man of God. What happened, being an unbeliever who thought Bible was a human product having factual errors, he was amazed to see the book of Acts was so true to facts. So he turned to the book of Acts and he turned to the Bible and began to read it, and at a point he became a child of God. He was saved and became a believer. After that, his life, he became a biblical scholar, a New Testament scholar, especially in the fields of archaeology. He became an authority who was respected by the church of his time. He helped many in their faith.